Hi teachers, today we are going to just show you a very cool website that I found, and it's called classroomscreen.com. So you just type that in the top and you're going to click launch classroom. So then it's going to come up with a new little classroom page. So here we have the Tower Bridge of London, England. If that is something you think your students would find interesting, you can feel free to leave the picture that they give you. If you want to change the background screen, then you can do that here. And so you can do local background, so you can choose anything from your own pictures. But let's just say maybe my students are learning about the pyramid. So I'm going to choose this one, and then they're going to have an actual picture of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. So that's going to be the background for the day. And then you can make their buttons pop out, or you can make them stay. You can make your full screen, or you can come back to the normal, just on your browser screen. The settings you can change to any different language. You have tons and tons of languages in here. So if you are a language teacher, you can change the language, and then you can change, again, you can change the background from the settings on the side settings. You also, again, like I said, can change the background here, but I'm just going to show you all the different widgets. So they pop out as little widgets. This is a randomizer, so you would just copy and paste your names. Maybe you already have them typed out somewhere and you can copy and paste them in a list, or you can type them in and then save them, and either maybe in Google Keep or something like that, so you have a list of your students just easily, so you can, or even just in a Word doc and you can copy and paste them. But just for, I'm going to use some random names, and okay. So then I'm going to, once I have all my students in there, I can also click the settings of this, and I can remember which students were chosen, and then they won't be chosen again. I can change the background color of my widget. So if I want it to look like that and be green instead, I can do that, or if I want it to be blue or whatever. So you can change all of that. And so then I click choose, and it's going to pick a random name for me. And then I can keep that up. I can make it even a little smaller. I can move it around my screen. So if I want that up, I can also exit out of it. If you exit out of it, those names are going to go away. So you want to make sure that you definitely exit when you know you don't need it anymore. So that is the random name. Then we have dice. So if you are a math or even any type of teacher that potentially could use dice, they have 1, 2, or 3 dice that you can roll, and then your students can use those numbers from there. Again, same thing. You can change the background color if you like it. And you can set all this up before your class even starts. So if you know you're going to be using dice today, you know you're going to be using a name randomizer because you're going to call in random students, you can just put them all up there as you go, or before the class, and then have your classroom screen up and ready. Then you can have a sound level. So there's a sensitivity. You can see now my sound level's at 107, and then you can change that. If you want your max noise to be 1, then you can see that the students are way above that. If you want to, and you will have to enable the microphone, so it'll pop up and you'll enable your microphone. You can make a little, when it's too loud, it'll make the ding noise, so you can turn that on as well. And then again, same thing, you can change the background color for that. So there is your sound sensitivity and your sound level in your classroom. For media, you can actually even have them watch a YouTube video right from this page, which is kind of cool. You can also share an image, or you can even, this would be helpful if potentially you are at home, you can webcast yourself onto this screen and then be presenting that in Google Meet. And so then the kids can see your face. They can also see what's going on the screen. So that could be helpful as well. And then you have a QR code. So if you have a website that you're using, then you can copy that website's link, and then you can paste it into here. And then when the students scan the QR code with their phone or their tablet or whatever else they use to scan things, then they can find that website right away. So that's a pretty cool option if you like using QR codes in your classroom. The other things it can do, you can do a draw pad. I love this option because you actually have a lot. Oh, so you just use it like a normal drawing pad. If you use this on your Chromebook, it might actually be easier because you could use a stylus. But then you also can use a background pattern. So if I want graphing paper, if I want a clock, because I'm teaching time to my students, just other things like that. Or even if you're a music teacher, they have a music staff, so you can use things like that. You can, again, same thing, you can add your own background or just have a specific color that you want to use as your background on here. And so then you can draw something up on your screen for your kids. And then we have, and again, you can always, let me undo that. You can trash the things. You can move this wherever you want it to go. You can make it smaller. You can make it bigger. You can, and that's, sorry, your settings, and then you can exit out of it when you're done. Or you can keep it up there. And then again, you can organize your widgets just all around in your classroom in this little classroom screen. Okay, and then we have our text box. So what I also like about this is for math teachers, they do have exponents. They do have some other things that you might find helpful to use. You can link things here, all of that. And then, like I said, you can, if you have your screen and you want to download it as a PNG once you're done with it at the end of the day, once you kind of, you want to remember what it looks like, all that, you can always do that there. Or you want to, if maybe you do a problem up here and then you want to take a picture of that, you can do that. Then also you have work symbols, and this is cool because you can keep this up and you can have your kids be silent, you can have your kids whisper, you can have them ask a neighbor, or you can have them work together. So that just, again, instead of you telling them what to do, it's already there as a symbol, and you can just change that as you need it. And I'm going to leave the next few up just so you can see what it looks like when they're all up. You can also, red means stop. So if students are working on something, you can have a traffic light up. Yellow means proceed with caution. And obviously green means they can go. So that is a fun little tool as well. You have a timer on here. I love this timer. You can choose different sounds when it's done. So if your kids like Mario, they can have the Mario sounds come on when the timer's done. You can also repeat the timer there, so you can have it repeat once. You can change how much time you want, and then it shows. And then when you do have the timer, I like this little function too, because not only does it have the numbers, but it shows how much time they have left in their pie chart. So then there is your little widget for your timer. We also have a stopwatch, so if you're having kids do something quickly, you can time them to see how long they do it. Your clock is also up, so you can have that just up and going already for students to see if you would like it. And then it can show you either in 12 hours or 24 hours. And again, always have the option to change what those colors are. So, and then last thing that you can do is you can pull up a calendar. So you can have this up at the beginning of the day, potentially. You can, if you're an elementary teacher, you can already have this up and say, today is Thursday, January 14th. Yesterday was Wednesday, January 13th. So you can have that all in one space on this fun little website called classroomscreen.com. So thank you for watching this fun little tutorial. I hope you try and use this in your classroom at some point. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me. Remember, my name is Stephanie Stamas. I work at the district office, and my extension is 3139, and my email is stamas@carbonschools.org.